Have your rounded mask shape. Now this is a little bit different than the other noses. You use the whole sheet of paper. There's no cutting. What you want to do is go along these lines, fold in and score. Same here, line, fold in and score. And this is the entire nose. So what you want to do here is make a roundish shape. You can see now it's starting to look like a horn, and staple that. Some people might find it easier just to tape that or do both. And now you have your nose, which you will put on top of your head. Try to get it matching up as best you can. Doesn't quite meet. But just make sure it's straight. This is where the ears are going to go on the side. The ears, pretty much the same thing. It's a fold forward. This gives the ear a nice cup shape, like a leaf. And you'll do that with both of your ears. Now the ears go on the side of this one. They're not up like this, they're on the side. And again, just staple. Maybe wanting to decorate this with paint or with colored paper or crayons, markers, something like that. I'm going to sketch the eyes in over here and the nose down there and color the ears. Now, as to the horns are optional. Mostly male deers have horns and female deers don't. So if you want to make it with horns, we suggest that you put two together. Cut out two separate sets of horns, staple them together. This makes it stronger. One by itself is a little bit too flimsy. So we're just going to match them up like this and staple them together. It's not as flimsy. And then you fold it and attach it like so. Very easy to do. Just make sure that you put enough room. I think mine might be a little too close together. But not bad. And there you have the deer. Moving on to the raven. This is an easy one. The same cutting and overlaying to make a nice big round head. Just go ahead and staple. And then there's his beak. If you want to please read this, there is an important thing here where you're going to make the beak at the end. So make sure you read the instructions before you cut it out or save them nearby, because his beak has a little bit of paper folding at the end. So once again, this is folded into a cone-like shape, and this will go right onto there. And I just get one at a time. And then you can get the insides also. Now the feathers on the top are cut out of paper, and basically I'm just going to show you one here, one rough. I've left it so that you can have up to 3. Please fold also on the line, and if you wouldn't mind putting the words downwards, You're going to ruffle this up a little bit, give him a little character, and then this is stapled or taped right onto the mask as well. And ruffle them up. I like to kind of, with this one, just mold it a little bit back into position after I've done that, so that it's more of a shape like this and not so much flat. And you can add more ruffles, or you can add other things to it as well, like feathers or raffia or ribbon. But that's basically the idea, is to ruffle these up before you put them on. And that's the raven. This one is a close-up of the mouse. Okay, so I've already cut out the head. This head has some folding in it as well as cutting and rounding shape. I prefer to fold it first. Just go right along there and score it. Just gives him a little bit more of a pointy head since he's a pointy animal. And again, we're going to want to staple and overlap. And that looks like from the inside. Staple and overlap. Okay, so now he's ready to have his nose. His ears and other things are there. The nose does have quite a bit of folding. I'd like you to fold it 3 ways. This way, fold it this way, and fold it this way. This gives him a 3-dimensional shape. It looks something like that. And then that gets attached on as well, the same way, by stapling the sides first. Stretch it taut, not too taut. And then if you want to get one in the middle, hold it on there, you can. So now, this will look from the side as though he has a little thing dropping down there. And that's what you want. Now make the ears. Very simple, just make a cut, overlap it, and you have a perfect cup shape ear. Do 2 of those, and they go on the head. Just staple them to the back of the head, behind here. It's looking pretty cute. Okay. And now, there is one final thing, which are the teeth. Teeth have a line for, for bending, and also it says staple here. So you're just going to bend these down, place them underneath here, and just staple them on. So they're bent like that. And he also has a little round nose, which goes right here. This is shown in the drawing as well, which is on the mouse instructions. So there's what you have, is you have a profile that shows his teeth and his nose. So to make the owl, the head is basically the same construction. You're just overlapping and making a round, nice owl head. Once that's done, we move on to the owl beak, which is also the face of the owl. Now, if you'll notice, this piece is cut out and there are fold lines in 3 directions. It's very important that you get these folds very, very crisp. So I'm going to show you by cutting this out. And you can see where the little things say fold and staple. You might want to keep this paper so you can look at where the instructions go. These lines here, they're very straight and broken lines that are thin, are your fold lines. They're your guidelines. So I've gone up to here. Now I am going to actually take my fingernail and score it. I want it to be really crisp. The same with this one. I'm going to fold it, pinch, pinch, and then score. And with this one too, just fold it, take your time, and then once it's folded, score it like this. This gives you a nice three-dimensional boxy type feel to this, which is good because you're going to lay it on here, match up the bottom, and staple that on there. There's a little place where you can see maybe a suggestion on where to staple. Okay, maybe over here too. But leave the top part open here for the feathers. I've given you some owl feathers. These can be cut loosely, they don't have to be exact. They're just suggested shapes for the 6 feathers that he will have protruding from the 2 sides of his owl face. So I'm going to cut these out randomly. Six of them, varying sizes, and you can arrange them on the sides of his head. So they're pointing out in the same direction as this, and then you can just staple them on. Like that. And the same goes for the other side. Over here a little bit more to this side.